Okay, so I wanted to record a vlog about some things that are happening with me in Spirit School. So if you have been following my career, my journey, you know that in 2018, I launched a podcast after 5 years of developing as a spiritual medium and starting to come out as a professional medium and encountering a lot of insecurities in the mediumship space, this not enoughness energy, fear about getting things wrong or causing unintentional harm in the space, and looking around at the teachers that I was aligned with and realizing no one was really talking about this kind of stuff. So in 2018, I launched a podcast called Spirit School where I devoted to talking about the stuff no one else was talking about at the time that I was able to find, which was, do you ever think like this? And does this ever trip you out? And what do you do if you have a reading that doesn't go so well? And so I really dedicated Spirit School to talking about the vulnerable side of spiritual mediumship development, especially for those of us who didn't grow up in spiritual households and didn't really have any kind of religious compass to guide us through our spiritual evolution. So Spirit School was born as a podcast in December 2018. And it took a couple years for it to gain some traction, but by the time 2020 rolled around, early 2020, I had decided to leave my career in Indigenous healthcare to pursue my passion of mediumship full time. Now, at that time, I was still doing readings in town. I did have people drive from pretty far away to have readings with me in person, but I wasn't really doing anything online. So by the time I quit my job in January 2020, a couple months before the pandemic, I hadn't ventured into the online space. So when I did, people started reaching out to me who were podcast listeners asking if I did mentorship or readings online. So I was very honest and I said, I don't know, I haven't tried, but should we try? And that's how Spirit School, the online school, started to get formed. I started having people just reach out to me and asking if I was going to teach classes on certain topics or if I would do readings online. And so I just decided to give it a go. And Spirit School launched April 4th, 2020 online with one program called The Language of Spirit, which was about the clairs, the extra senses that all intuitives and mediums and all of you tune into probably without knowing for the most part, to connect in with our higher selves, to connect in with our intuition and the energy that is always surrounding us. So from 2020 to where we are today in 2023, I built everything from this chair, from this bed, from the side of my bed. This is my bedroom. I had it decorated in 2021 to kind of match a little bit my brand colors. And since then, I have been building it all from the side of my bed. And I've loved every moment of it. I will say that there is literally this much space between my desk and my bed. So I do constantly bump into it and my legs are covered in bruises all the time. And I have stubbed my toe a couple times, but I wouldn't have traded the past 3 years for anything. And it was around October of last year that I started. It was actually my mentor, Dominic Bogue, at the time. He's been my mentor for a couple years now, and he's coming to Spirit School in July. But he actually said to me, just watching how my thought process was and just some different, mindset shifts that I just couldn't break through. He's like, I think you need to be with people. He's like, I think you need to get out of your bedroom and go be with people. And so that really put a spark in me to look for an office. And, the pandemic has, simmered down a little bit in the past couple of years. And I started thinking maybe I should start venturing into in-person things again. And especially because my retreat registration did so well. I opened it in September. And by the time I started looking for an office, we had 20 people registered for my first in-person retreat, which is, happening April 2023 in a couple weeks at the time of recording this. So there was some evidence that there was a bit of a demand to see me in person again, which was kind of nice. So I originally started looking for an office in Squamish and realizing how hard it was to break into the commercial real estate space. I would meet with realtors that I had some previous connection with through past careers in like the motorsports world, and I would go see a space and then only to be ghosted by the realtors after they met me. Likely, I'm assuming, because I don't have a reason, but likely assuming that they didn't think my business was sustainable or viable, or, maybe it was because I was in the spiritual space. Who knows? Who knows the reason? But nobody followed up. Nobody returned calls or inquiries after that. And so, I was a little bit frustrated, but really, really motivated. And here's an Instagram post that I made after being ghosted by these realtors. So I've already been warned by somebody who was very involved in the downtown business core and Squamish business, who already gave me a heads up that people won't take me seriously because I'm in the spiritual space, which may be why nobody is returning my calls or emails. But I am so accustomed to a life of being underestimated. I thrive in it. And I love proving people wrong. That's my Virgo, y'all, okay? That's my Virgo. So it just kind of gets me excited to know that I'm already underestimated, and I can't wait to see what happens next. This is the exciting stuff in life. So yeah, my whole life I have been underestimated. I grew up in great circumstances as a family unit for sure, but definitely in the underserved population in one of the most expensive corners of the world. So realistically, as far as stats go, for me, the odds were against me to succeed in really big ways. But I will say that I've had this inner drive, this inner motivation since I was a very, very young kid to create my own path and create my own luck. And I do have a little bit of like a lucky girl energy, if you're following that trend on TikTok. I always have. But I have always been very self-motivated and self-determined. And so even as a kid, I would make my own money and buy my own shoes and create my own experiences. And I do find often that when I am underestimated, it's a huge motivator for me to do better and do more and create my own success. So based off that video, I love being underestimated sometimes, and it was a big fire. So I just posted a video on Instagram of this beautiful commercial space that I had walked by for about 6 months, and it was always empty. So I, took a video of it, and here's that video if you want to see. I always walk by this space that is perfectly empty, and I've always had a vision of it being the first home of Spirit School, but I can't get a realtor to answer my emails or calls. So send me some manifesting vibes, because this just needs to happen. And I had a local realtor, I had a friend hook me up with a local realtor who was a little bit newer to real estate and was building her clientele. And I think that's a great thing, because they're going to be working really hard for you. So thank you, Ashley Freeman in Squamish. She was wonderful to work with. And she was like, I can get you into that space. And so a journey started to unfold after that of, really venturing into having to learn about triple net leases, about the legalities of these like 64-page contracts I'm given as like a lease agreement, negotiating. I didn't negotiate rent, but I definitely negotiated some terms with it. Wanted to get to know who my landlords were going to be and the development company that I was going to be dealing with, because it was quite a large corporation. And so it was a couple months of negotiating and researching, meeting with my lawyer, like doing things that were like a level up, if you will, if that's how you want to look at it. It was overwhelming at times, without a doubt. And because the space that I was looking at was basically a blank slate, it didn't even have a toilet or running water in it, just had 2 soundproof rooms, which was a bit odd. Don't need to go there. But I couldn't afford to make the space viable for a business to exist in on my own. So I also knew I was going to have to apply for funding via a grant. And then also apply for a loan of some kind as well. And it's hard when you're a psychic medium and like a spiritual medium, and when you have to fill out these papers at the bank, what do you do? How do you describe what you do? Do you say you're a psychic medium? Do you say that you're a mentor or a coach? And so it was a real time of, self-identity work, of really getting clear on who I am, what I'm here to do and serve, and also balancing and straddling the spiritual space as well as the muggle space, what we call it as spiritual people. We're like the muggle space, and, the practical space. The space where the way that I talk to you guys, which is very, a bit woo-woo, doesn't necessarily translate when you're talking to big developers and, big corporations that manage a lot of tenants and land, and people in the executive space that are reviewing business plans for a psychic medium and asking for $150,000. And I was very lucky that people saw something in me and saw something in the vision that I had for Spirit School long term, that I did get all the funding that I requested, and I was able to secure the money needed to build out Spirit School. So this vlog for you today is just kind of like a progress report on the things that have happened so far. And, I'm having one of my Spirit School Collective members, Lindsay, who will give her credit at the end of this video, to kind of like put together a vlog of the progress and a couple reels and stuff like that, to showcase the progress, because it's been a really fun adventure. So let's head to Spirit School and we will see where we are at this point at the time of recording of this vlog for you, which is April 7th. April 7th, 2023. I just wanted to give a little bit of context, a little bit of background to how we got to this point here and today. I was suffering a little bit with mental health, depression, isolation, and like just basically engaging when I'm teaching and in session with people, to really having a yearning to connect with people at a deeper level and get back out in the public and start, networking in my community and getting to know the entrepreneurs in the downtown Squamish area, which I'm still trying to do. If you're watching, reach out to me. Would love to get to know you better. And yeah, just planning the first few events at Spirit School, which I'll talk to you about at the end. And yeah, I'm excited to share it. So let's go head over to Spirit School right now and go check out what's happening. Okay, so here is our Spirit School update. This is the view outside of Spirit School. It's a bit of a great day. And here we go. So keep in mind, it's under construction still. This is just an update. But as you walk into Spirit School, you'll be greeted with a meeting area, a waiting area. And this is the window that leads to my office. And this is just what you see when you walk in. So this was all a blank slate, as you can see by some of the before pictures. And this wall wasn't here. This was all open. We created that for my office, which I'll walk you through in a second. So when you walk in, you'll be greeted by a reception area, which is going to be built in here next week. And this is going to be merchandising because we have some Spirit School journals coming and some mugs and t-shirts and sweaters. So this is where you'll be able to pick up all your Spirit School swag. And our reception area, we had to rewire the entire place to accommodate the lighting that I like to have. And yeah, I hired a designer and a contractor to help me with all of this. So originally this was just going to be wide open, but I did want a larger office with more natural light because I do a lot of video work in my business. So originally all that was in the space was these two rooms, and they were professional podcasting rooms, so 100% soundproof. And they blocked all the windows and there was absolutely no light. So I'll show you what we've done so far. We have created this. We took down a wall. We got more of these crinkle windows here, which is great. Got a double door entrance, again, construction site. But we built this entire space to be my office me try my best to get some good view for you here. So that's the window that you see. So over there is going to be my desk, and we're going to be finishing up painting in a couple weeks. And then over here is where I will be doing my readings, and I hope to have a trance mediumship circle that will happen in here as well, locally in Squamish. So this is where my spirit work will be done for my personal business, which is Squamish Medium. And then, of course, Spirit School is my school in how I mentor and teach others. So I'm really excited for this. So again, leaving my bedroom for this office is going to be absolutely incredible. And I have Abby, who will be working for me out here, who is a young woman who lives here in Squamish, who I have been mentoring since she was 13 years old. And she is an adult now, so she's going to be coming to work with me at Spirit School and helping out. Our washrooms are not done, so I will not share that with you, but this is going to be put in there last, and then very last minute, we had everything ready to go to paint. The district messaged me to say that I needed to have a second bathroom to operate, so that was a nice surprise. So this is going to be a second bathroom, and we had to create this hallway. So originally this was one big office, and then we had to create a little hallway and make the office a bit smaller to accommodate. But this is going to be Spirit School's spare reading room. I have an official Spirit School reader starting in May with the launch of Spirit School, and this will be her office when she is working. And then this will also be a space that's available to rent if people want a practitioner studio. It's enough to fit 2 chairs and a desk and a Reiki table if anyone needs some Reiki. So look for the website for that if anyone is interested in renting that. And over here is going to be the catering area. I've already had people inquire about weddings to come into this space, small weddings. So we actually custom created this unit, which I'll show you what it is in a second. And so we're going to be using this as a kind of catering platform up here and some decor, and then we're going to be adding catering buffet table there as well. And we have a beautiful pantry, and we're going to go to the kitchen in a second, but this is going to be behind reception. And this has been custom made because one of my storage solutions I needed to figure out was, this event space that I have can fit 40 people. So I need 40 chairs, and the chairs fit on that little rolly tray. So the mill workers custom built this cabinet for me so that I can store all my chairs in here and just roll it out for my events, set it up, and then roll it back in with ease, which was really exciting because my storage room is not big enough for 40 chairs. And then our kitchen, which just started getting put in last week. So we'll have a fridge and a dishwasher and a sink and just a basic little kitchen. And of course we put in a fireplace because this space is all windows. Floor to ceiling windows. It gets cold in the winter, it gets hot in the summer. So we put in a fireplace to help bring some heat into the middle of the space. And then this beautiful color, which is like a wrought iron color, which I'm obsessed with. It's just so stunning. And we're going to get some crystal geo paintings up there. And then the main attraction, which is the event space. We're going to have some armoires over there for coats and shoes because we've already had yoga instructors inquiring about renting the workshop space as well. So this is about 1,800 square feet of workshop space. And we had a big mural up there, which was beautiful, but it was all green and brown, which just isn't my brand colors. So we ended up getting some brick and laying brick on this wall, keeping it very neutral. It's beautiful. They did such a fantastic job. And then we're having a gold Spirit School sign made for up here. So this is where I will be standing as I teach and demonstrate mediumship. And, I got lots of international teachers coming in and interested in the space. So it's going to be nothing but good vibes in here. And then this is all covered so that the crew could work privately and then also just keep an element of surprise. But I update everyone so much, I don't think there's going to be much of a surprise. But it's been fun watching the space evolve. And yeah, so this is where Spirit School's at. We painted all the ceilings that wrought iron color, the same as the fireplace. I love the gold right now. We even replaced all the sprinkler tops with gold ones, and it's gonna be beautiful in here. So the plan is to have this as an office for me, a space to hold my retreats and my workshops, bring in some of the international teachers who have influenced, inspired me on my path. And then, also it's going to be available for rent for the community, for people who want to host workshops here in their own businesses. And then also it's going to be a brand photography location because we really, really need that in Squamish. So we have a lot of entrepreneurs in this town, and there's going to be 6 different photo shoot locations in the space. So it's going to look like a Pinterest board when it's done. And people will be able to rent it for the hour for brand photography. And you'll have the indoor-outdoor landscape because on a gorgeous day, it's nice on a not gorgeous day, but you'll be able to do your photo shoots inside in the 6 different spaces, and then you'll be able to do some stuff outside too because, you just can't beat these views. And there's whales out there the other day. So yeah, that is where we're at with the Spirit School updates. I got 2, so you'll see this is the entire bottom of this apartment building, and we got 2 decks, and in summer we'll have some patio furniture out here too for people who come. So yeah, that's where we're at for Spirit School's build. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you can come visit us one day and stay tuned to the space for the final reveal. Okay, so that's Spirit School. That is where we are at. We are opening up in 1 month. We are going to have our grand opening, which you're all welcome to come attend between 4 and 8 p.m. on Saturday, May 20th. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a grand tour. You can come in and say hi, ask some questions, meet some other local people who are in the Greater Vancouver area who are Spirit School students and people who intend on attending some of the retreats and some of the workshops and some personal one-on-one readings with me and my other readers who are students. And so you're welcome to come check it out, ask some questions, take a peruse around, take a few selfies, come see the beautiful landscape that is the downtown Squamish waterfront. And I just feel so incredibly blessed. I will be starting to do readings in person there in June, and I will always continue to do them online as well. My readings are always going to be a little bit more limited because my destiny in this spiritual path is one of a teacher and mentor, but I will always be doing readings, and I will always be doing this work for the world of spirit. So there will always be space for that in my life. I know it. I told Spirit in 2013, after I connected with my first ever spirit, I will never leave this path again. And I plan on keeping that promise for the rest of my life, this life anyways. So we have organized our first 3 international teachers to come in and do retreat inspired 2-day workshops with me. 2 of them will be collaborations with me. One of them is going to be a solo adventure, which I'm really excited about. I'll still be there though, because I'm going to be a student in that workshop. But we have Sheila V coming all the way from Australia to come teach at Spirit School with me on June 10th and 11th. And you can see the image to the poster there, but we're going to be doing the Bravely Spiritual Accelerator. Sheila V is an executive. She is a trained and developed international medium who studied at the Arthur Findlay College and other mediumship centers around the world. She had a few TV shows that she has been on, one for her psychic abilities and one more recently for her fertility journey. So I'm very excited. I've known Sheila for quite a few years. She's been on my podcast a couple times over the years, and we get along absolutely amazingly. So this is going to be a personal development workshop that also includes intuitive development and strengthening. So it's for anyone who's looking to live a more spiritually free life, anyone who wants to find the inner spirituality within and feel motivated, energized, and empowered to move forward in life. And then we have my favorite mentor I have ever had in my entire life, Dominic Bogue, all the way from Scotland, coming in July to co-teach a workshop on evidential mediumship simplified. So he's going to be the head teacher of that. He's my mentor. and I'm going to be his assistant teacher in that experience. And that's going to be 2 days, July 30th and 31st. And he's also going to be doing a demonstration of mediumship on the Friday. And then on Monday, we are going to be doing a 3-hour online workshop. So if you attend the live workshop in person, you get automatic free access to the 3-hour workshop on the Monday, which is online. And then if you can't come all the way to Squamish or snag one of the 40 coveted seats for these workshops, then you are welcome to attend that online workshop, which is also going to be on evidential mediumship simplified. So very excited for that. And then in August, I might do something on my own for a day or two, but that is pending and TBD, to be determined, depending on some things that I have going on outside of spirit school with my family, my kids, and summer break. And then come September, we have the Julie Poole coming from England to teach a workshop, 2-day workshop on manifestation, law of attraction, and from hoping to having, which is the title of her book. When I had Julie Poole on the podcast, who's a really big deal on YouTube, by the way, I've been watching her forecast for over a year. I've had private readings with her. I asked to be on her podcast and have her come on my podcast, and we just hit it off and became great friends. And the response for her podcast episode was so great that I asked her to come teach at Spirit School, a workshop. And so she's coming over in September, and I'm really excited. We already have about 70 people on the wait list to be first in the know. We have wait lists for all these workshops below, and Sheila V's registration is already open. Dominic and Julie's registration opens May 20th at the opening of Spirit School. And we have wait lists for all those kind of going below. So yeah, Julie Poole's going to be September 16th, 17th, the Saturday, Sunday of that week. And we're also going to be doing a dinner together for the retreat guests, for 20 of the first retreat guests that want to upgrade to having a dinner, a private dinner with me and Julie together in Squamish, where you get to dine with us and ask us any questions. And yeah, just have a really fun. So we're going to have a divine dinner together as well. So these are just the first 3 experiences, I like to call them, that will be happening at Spirit School. And then come September, I'll be offering more, early development workshops, so beginner development workshops when it comes to psychic work and mediumship work. I'll be doing demonstrations of mediumship in this space, maybe monthly. We will see how it all goes, but I'm just staying open to how Spirit wants me to reach the highest potential of creating a physical school here in Squamish. So what I have laid out for you so far is how I am inspired, but let me tell you, your girl is very excited to have her first office ever. And as much as the energy of this bed, of this desk, of this chair has been for me, I am really looking forward to a change of scenery and expanding and continuing to expand in my business and in my spiritual practice. So I hope to see you at Spirit School, and if you can't come see us in Squamish, BC for any of our experiences or events, we will always be doing things online as well. So nothing is changing in the online space. I still have my membership. I will still be teaching my programs and classes online. This is purely an expansion and something that I look forward to bringing to the Squamish town, bringing it to Squamish. So that's it for me in this vlog and where we're at. The next vlog maybe you'll see will be part of the grand opening of Spirit School here in Squamish, and I hope to see you in Spirit School.